hang on. Come on, motherfuckers. That's more like it. The Dynasty is not dead. Alabama won that game. Let's go ahead and start with that right now. Hello, welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. We're here to talk about Alabama football for an hour and a half with Hunter. Let's do it. Where the fuck is Hunter at?
Hunter's not coming on yet. He's coming on later.
That's a really nice plant he has in the background there. He is the president and co-founder of College Football Dogs, the network that we are currently streaming from. And there's his plant. And that's a pretty plant. California's got a lot of gorgeous plants. The scenery out there it pops everywhere. I'm joined, of course, with my co-host, Doug Phillips. Doug, what's up?
What's going on?
The Dynasty's not dead. Dr. Balls, Robert Arthur.
Howdy.
We're also joined on the line tonight, if everybody's still here, with one, Dane Kelley, Clemson Dane.
What's going on, brother?
Clemson Dane is unfortunately, you could have come on this show a couple different occasions when Clemson was still ranked in the top 25. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore.
Before they went from ranked to ranked.
I really have to commend you for coming on tonight of all nights. Now that Clemson has dropped out of the top 25, that took some balls.
Well, that's what we do around here.
Yes. Absolutely, all day, every day. And is Landon Beamon still with us? I don't know if he popped in yet or not.
Fake profiles, baby.
Hashtag fake profiles. Landon Beamon. And Justin, actually, I've heard through the grapevine and whispered a rumor that Justin Pike will be doing his Pike's predictions this season.
No way.
That's coming. That's a coming thing.
What a blessing.
It is. He is the president of the Facebook groups, of all of them, every one of them he's ever been in. That I've seen.
The president.
Remember the Sarah Land group, Landon?
Oh yeah.
How's everybody doing tonight? First off, let's forget about college. We focus so much about college football on this network, and there's so much on the College Football Dogs network. We got to give it to them. I mean, it's college football 24/7. I just want to get back. I just want to get back to us for a moment. How's everybody doing?
I'm scared.
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling fucking righteous. I'm feeling like a Lebowski level of hippiness right now. If you want to know where I'm really at, that's where I'm really at right this moment, Shannon.
Dudeism.
The dude.
I love it. The dude abides.
The dude abides right here, right now, in Eastern Kentucky.
Doug, how are you doing?
The same as the last time you asked, Dick.
Is there a lot less tension since the halftime of the Alabama game yesterday? I'm sure that was a tense moment for you.
I really think,
definitely for me.
I'm beginning to believe that you're correct. That Saban had some people in his ear, and he made it.
Some people. Dude, every single Alabama fan again, Doug and myself both live in the state of Alabama. Every Alabama fan I talk to, they should have took that old Milroe out. I'm telling you, man, and Saban don't know what he's doing. The dynasty's over. This is our own fan base. The greatest coach in the modern game. The greatest coach in the modern game. Nobody has surpassed him yet. There have been a couple threats, Dabo. Kirby's on a tear right now, but right now,
what the fuck? Dude,
he's got some hardware. Look. We'll get to shitting on Dabo here in a minute. That is definitely coming up.
Now, if he doesn't get in that transfer portal, oh my God, shut up, people.
Well, I mean, folks that are in the transfer portal are in a little bit of trouble right now. Look at the Auburn Tigers, the 3-0 Auburn Tigers that are just tearing up the offense right now. Number 87 in the country in total offense at the moment. 3-0. They're going to win the Iron Bowl.
He'll get that shit turned around, man.
Well, and again, that's the thing that's really surprised me. They were very successful in the transfer portal. They had to be if they were going to do any competition whatsoever.
What does that mean?
What Harsin left them.
What does that fucking mean?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again,
I feel like everybody thinks that, well, so and so got into the portal, like they brought in all these fucking transfers, and they fail to realize like a lot of these kids are transfers because they can't get starting time. Why can't they get starting time? Maybe they fucking suck. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, that's not entirely true with every
Just-
single one of them. Some
well,
of them
not
come in
all
and
of
they
them, but a
they
lot
have
of
a
them.
they have a player that they get behind that they think they might have a chance to possibly surpass or at least get to, and this person just
Right.
kind of hangs around and starts really doing the thing. And, we've seen this time and time again. Jalen Hurts, great example.
Right.
Probably the
Yeah.
one of the more famous examples of that recently. Joe
But
Burrow, that's
for-
another great.
But for every one of those guys, there's like 50 duds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, there are some good players in there, but I think people blow the transfer portal out of proportion. Like, I think there's still a great amount of value in recruiting high school kids. You know what I mean? And developing instead of trying to take shortcuts.
Well, and because high school kids, and let's go ahead and clarify something. High school football players are not the high school football ball players of yesteryear.
No,
Not
they're
some
not.
young, fresh-faced children that are just new to this whole big time game of football. A lot of these
Right.
kids have been going to camps ever since they were like 6 or 7 years old, and
I mean,
live,
some of
eat,
them
and
are
breathe
goddamn
football.
grown men.
And they have to be in this day and age. They have to be competitive jumping out of the gate. And it's pretty much shoved down these young men's throat at a very young age that, if you want to be able to get to that level, you have to adopt the discipline now. And a lot of these kids, and then now we're getting to a point where some of them are becoming more, social media savvy. And instead of just, showing a bunch of highlight reels and to their friends, they're actually sending the highlight reels to certain other entities that will pass it on or hopefully spread it to go viral or this, that, and the other. I mean, it's a whole new game, man, that
It is.
from top to bottom, not just the coaches, but the players too, at a extremely young age, man. These, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids with serious aspirations already have the game plan or the mindset going into high school.
Well,
it's crazy.
I think that the portal is going to end up benefiting Clemson, but not in the way that people think. Like, I saw a video of Deion Sanders earlier this week, and I don't know when he said it, but he said something like, they're going to almost use the portal exclusively, and like they're only going to get like 5 high school kids this year. And I mean, good for them. If that's how they want to build their program, I don't have a problem with it. But all those opportunities at high school kids at places like that are not available are going to be available at places like Clemson and other that don't use the portal like
Dandy
that.
Chris
You know
just
what I
said
mean?
that Pike is gay. We have already
goodness.
determined quite a few times that Justin Pike is actually a straight man and he loves the pussy. He loves
the straightest man walking God's green.
He is. He makes women wet just as a mere tremble in his voice.
Didn't he rape Timothy Bailey?
We're not allowed to talk about that. That's complete. That is completely off the table. Doug, will you edit that out and post, please? God damn it.
This is live.
This is
damn
live
it, Bob.
Classified information.
This is supposed to be a classy fucking show, and you're going to bring some shit up like that. He's not gay. Justin Pike is a straight. Yeah, this is live. We're fucked now. We're fucked.
Fuck.
This program may contain one or more of the following: crude, indecent language, explicit sexual activity, or graphic violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
I tried to get them all in one lick. Just in one lick, get them all. So it covered it all. We covered it all right there, right?
Can we start talking about some of these other teams that shit the bed this week? Because this is when we started seeing some cracks.
Wanted to talk about Alabama.
Well, I mean, I got that off the table first. We don't have to talk about Alabama anymore. In fact, I'd rather we didn't. They won, so that's all I care about. They're not the losers here. We're here to talk about losers tonight, and Alabama's a fucking winner this week. Dickhole. But you know what? I will tell you this though. This is a fact. I just saw it. I just looked it up a moment ago. The Alabama Crimson Tide is ranking, and Clemson Tigers are not. That just happened. True. That happened today.
It did.
Just on the outside, let's go ahead and start talking about our friends at Missouri, who beat a really tenacious Kansas State team that a lot of people were quietly talking about, or not so quietly talking about, possibly winning the Big 12 this year. Oh, yeah, how's that looking, everybody? Is Missouri going to challenge the East now? Is that what's happening?
No, I don't think so. I think
you sure about that? Remember when Missouri first came to the SEC and quietly surprised everybody and won the East like a couple of years in a row?
That ain't happening this year, though.
How do you know that? They're 3-0 right now. They're 3-0. They just beat the number 15 team in the nation. I know they're good enough to beat the number 15 team in the nation. It was Kansas State, the number 15 team in the nation, or were they a little bit overrated?
Are they good enough to beat the number 1 team in the nation?
Maybe. So Alabama's ranked and Clemson's not. I mean that counts.
Dude, that's important. That don't really mean anything, but
that's important.
So we don't know the state of the East until Kentucky plays Vanderbilt next week. Once we see Kentucky play Vanderbilt, we'll know the state of the East.
Okay, then. What do you?
Well, I mean, again, we have another huge upset in the East that we'll get to here in just a moment that I can't fucking wait. Yeah. I can't fucking wait to talk about. Well, let's talk. Hey, let's give Missouri some props. That was a really, really, really good Kansas State team that they beat yesterday. They're now 3-0.
So the Missouri
and just outside the top 25 with Clemson. Clemson was actually number 26, and Missouri was number 27.
We've been 26 votes. For 2 polls now, back-to-back polls. Dude, is horse shit, but whatever. The haters win for another week. I think so.
We've all watched some Clemson football this year, and it don't look the same. Just kind of like Alabama football, I hate to say.
The Life Championship Top 10 is a smacking of the podcast presentation. Welcome back to another installment of the Life Championship Top 10. Please stand by as we tell you our voter ballots for this week.
Number 10, the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Number 9, the Clemson Tigers. Number 8, the Wisconsin Badgers. Number 7, the Michigan Wolverines. Number 6, the Texas A&M Aggies. Number 5, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Number 4, the Florida State Seminoles. Number 3, the Kansas State Wildcats. Number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 1, the Tennessee Volunteers.
Oh, hi, I'm Clemson Dane, and this is Smacking Off, the podcast.
It's like cocaine or something. I don't know. These motherfuckers just talk about college sports, specifically college football, and man, let me tell you, it's a hoot.
Well, Bo Nix is playing well this year to start the year.
Oh, we're not talking about Bo Nix. We have given Bo Nix way too much airtime, but yeah, they've got a pretty serious game themselves this weekend. They really do. Oregon has also been playing at a very high level. Of course, that was definitely to be expected of Oregon. So here we are, the unstoppable force and the immovable object. So yeah, it's a great game. I'm definitely going to tune in.
So did y'all hear about more people watched what was it, Colorado and TCU than what they did Texas, Alabama? It is that crazy.
Well, and again, Sanders is definitely the face. If he's able to keep this run going, he is the face of the future of college football, particularly now that we have NIL. And, you know, there again, I cannot stress this enough. The sense of cultural pride that black folks have talking about Sanders and what he's been able to do to Colorado. That, you know, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud because that is a very, very important dynamic that is going to translate to dollars when this season's over with, particularly if he keeps on the run that he's on. So I don't know. You know, this is everybody's going to say this is their first true test, but what was the TCU game? That was a game they were supposed to lose handily.
Yep. Everybody said they were going to lose. Nobody had any faith in them. They were talking about all the walk-ons and stuff. I mean, obviously, he can get a team prepared quick, guys. If you don't know nothing else about Coach Sanders at the Division I level, is that he can get a team prepared to play quickly. Would everybody agree with that?
I mean, there's no question about it. Again, you know, Colorado is playing at the national level that Colorado used to play at, you know, back in the 90s. I mean, you know, this is new. Well, I wouldn't say new territory for Colorado, but it's new territory for younger Colorado fans that haven't been able to see anything other than maybe the occasional 9-win season.
I've never seen Colorado ever be good.
Yeah, it's I mean, Colorado, the last great team that they fielded, what was that, 90, 91?
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy was a beast on that team. That tells you how old they are. If you look at Eric, he's almost my age.
Hey, speaking of Eric Bieniemy, that's our offensive coordinator here in DC. We're 2-0, baby, to start the year.
Oh yeah.
By the way, they had Colorado had a really good team in 2001. Come damn close to actually getting into the national championship game.
Of course, 2001 was also that hella Miami team that was just completely unnatural.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was Colorado who derailed Nebraska. Well, they didn't derail them. Actually, Nebraska still ended up in the national championship game, which we can't figure out why, because Colorado beat the fuck out of them in the regular season and the last regular season of the game that year. The last regular season game of the year.
And Colorado's death knell was really the same reason as Nebraska's, and nobody wants to talk about it, and that's their obstinance in continuing to run the option. And at the time, we're not talking about the read option. We're talking about the old school option, like the power I and the wing T and crazy shit wishbone on and on. They stayed with that option plumb through the mid-'90s into the early 2000s when teams like Miami had that soft, and Alabama, right? That's one of the reasons that you know, you talk about the great linebackers at Alabama, especially on the outside in the 90s. Some of them we're talking Hall of Fame legends, right? And that's one of the reasons that they are Hall of Fame legends is that they stayed home. All they had to do to stop teams like Colorado and Nebraska was stay home in those defenses at Miami and Alabama, and they done it. So therefore, Alabama won the national championship in 92, right, for example, right? And basically, teams like Miami in the late 80s, early 90s proved the option was done. And they were obstinate, and they stayed with it. Now, 95 Nebraska was a blip on that radar. Why? Because their offensive line was so powerful that it didn't matter what they ran. They could run anything they wanted.
You're right. Justin, what was those picks again? Let's get them all in again right here at the end.
We're gonna take Ole Miss plus 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take.
Are you thinking Ole Miss is going to win this game?
You know, I'm not going to sit on the fence about it.
You'll be happy. You'll be happy either way if they cover or win, right?
They're going to cover definitely. They're going to win. I really do think they're going to win. Alabama just doesn't have any answers offensively, and Ole Miss, it's a numbers game. Lake Kiffin's going to put up points on.
Justin Pike is here to confirm the dynasty is over.
Oh, it's dead. It's dead. At the halftime of the game last week, it was dead then. It's not going to be dead. It's already
3-3. That was a tough one. Now, if you were a Bama fan, your butthole was clenched all the way up until well into the fourth quarter.
You know, I was on this little Facebook thread or whatever, and there's Alabama fans that were wanting to get Saban fired.
You have a lot of Alabama fans that are praying for Milroe's safety and good health tonight, and I love that. Because if he goes down, we are fucked. We are fucked beyond all belief, and we saw that last weekend against South Florida.
And your lock of the week was
Oregon minus 21. Yeah, Oregon's gonna win that game by at least 30.
And that's your Justin Pike lock of the week.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
All right, guys. So
hey, hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy, brother. Man, it's great talking to you too. I miss you, Justin. I miss these segments.
Yeah,
we need to reconnect. We need to rekindle this relationship.
I'll be around. I've been around. I've been really MIA, but I'm starting to come up my shit.
All right, we'll see you next Tuesday then.
Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy.
All help the president.
Later.
Stream in every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for a new Life Championship Top 10, and make sure you hang around for an all-new Pike's predictions.